So, about these holidays, is the center open or closed? Do I teach today? What's going on? If they're on holiday, am I on holiday? And how long? How does this work? What should I do? Dum dum. Okay, here we go. I actually went on Google and I found the Chinese public holidays, like the big holidays. I actually typed in major Chinese holidays and it came up with a few websites. So this one, it just really gave a brief breakdown of the major holidays. Now, today, October 1st, is their national day. And a lot of these ESL online companies are shut down today. You know, the employees want a break too. So for DaDa, they are actually closed for today, October 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. They will resume on the 4th, which is Friday. So they're out for 3 days. They gave the staff 3 days out. The students are actually out for a whole entire week. So the students are out for the week, but DaDa is closed for 3 days. Now, this video is to help you kind of, know where these holidays fall for Chinese students so that when bookings are low or if the whole center is closed, then you're able to, some of us have that side hustle, then you're able to increase whatever visibility or availability or just increase productivity on that side hustle. For me, my side is Cambly and Powfish, really. Just, I do free talk, not the official kids, but the free talk side of Powfish. You can still get adults and teenagers, people that not at school, but they just want to chat, practice some English. Some people, regardless, want to chat every day on free talk, which is why Cambly is great because you can still get those students that want to chat. Maybe they do have contracts with these bigger, like DaDa, VIP Kid, Go Kid, Magic Ears, blah, 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 blah. But if the center's closed, but they still want to get that daily chat in, they turn to sites such as Cambly and Powfish to get those things done. And so for this National Day, the students are out for a whole week. You see the 1st through the 7th. That's how long the kids are out of school. But as far as centers, they normally don't close for a whole entire week until it gets around Chinese New Year. Around Chinese New Year, many centers will close for that whole week. They will close for that week. So you have to have a plan. For these other holidays, the only other holiday that they really close on is Chinese New Year. And then New Year's Day, some centers close for just one day. Now, they'll be out of school maybe a couple of days, a day to a couple of days, but most centers are still open. So if you wanted to read up on what these holidays are because you're just curious so you can have something to chat about, then really go to Google. I can do a whole video on it, but my research would just be from Google because I just know what my students tell me and things that I've learned from experience with my students, as well as just, looking it up for myself to get further insight. But look it up so that when your students come back, then you can ask them specific questions and really stimulate a very natural conversation. And now many of them will be excited to talk about what they did. Going into the holiday, I asked some of my students, and most of them were like, nothing. Nothing. I'm going to have homework. Nothing. I'm going to play. But then after the fact, you might ask more specific questions like foods, or maybe have them explain what does National Day mean to them, the holiday, without getting political. We want to stay away from the politics of it. But National Day and Chinese New Year, those are the big ones where around those times, that's where you would have the lowest bookings, the lowest. Now, these other holidays, bookings may drop. Bookings may drop. Some of us have regular students that no matter what, They will take you on vacation with them. They will talk to you while they're getting ready to get on a plane. Like, they're not going to miss a class. And then some of us have those regulars that, no, if it's a holiday, they're going full out holiday mode. And then there's the other, some of us, that don't have regulars, but we just rely on just having a full schedule off of popular demand without having regular students. So look at Queen Ming Festival. That's actually called the Tomb Sweeping Festival. So if you heard of the Tomb Sweeping Festival, that's what that is. And so that holiday is another one. They go and worship their ancestors. For some, it's, there's a little more involved than others. Many of them go to their hometowns. So pay attention to these dates because bookings are really low. Like, those are the holiday dates, starting April 5th. But I've noticed that around that whole week, bookings are really, really low in, preparation of King Ming, Queen, my pronunciation is horrible, you guys. Queen Ming Festival, Queen Ming. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. The festival, y'all. And so keep in mind these holidays. So I had some people message me today. Oh, I can't log in, to the DaDa platform. They were closed. No worries, no worries. Pay attention to special announcements. And for the companies that I'm with, DaDa and Palfish and Cambly, and I'm also with WeTalk. WeTalk is a smaller company. It's a little more privately owned, but it's still one of the companies out there. But the companies that I'm with, when they send out a notice about something, I always share it with you guys. Now, the other companies, I generally don't get notices because I'm not on their, I'm not teaching on their platforms. So whatever platform you are, be aware of notices. Be aware of these notices. And then look, they give you a little more information about the holidays, a little breakdown of each holiday here. I just love it. You guys, I tell my kids all the time, you guys are so lucky. This is the Google world. There was no Google when I was going to school and, wanting to look up stuff. It was called go to the library, ask somebody. And so, I stayed at the library. That's why I'm a bookworm now. I stayed at the library. Okay, so I really hope that that was helpful for you and kind of gave you some insight into these holidays, the main holidays, just the main holidays that they have going on so that you can plan accordingly. So one thing that I do when I know these holidays are coming up and I know the center is closed, sites like Cambly, I increase my visibility. So today, October 1st, DaDa is closed, so I didn't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then my students for WeTalk, I only teach one class at WeTalk, but it's almost, it's a 50-minute class. They had canceled, so I got to sleep in. And then I slept in until it was time for me to take my children to school. For me, that is a treat because I actually teach. I didn't used to, but now that I have so many platforms I teach with, I actually teach 7 days a week. For me, it works. I teach like a few hours here, a few hours there. And I don't teach at night at all. My evenings belong to my children. My children get my evenings. So I don't teach nights at all. So knowing these holidays and being familiar with these holidays would really help you with juggling your time. Maybe you can schedule free time around this. Some of us, money is not an issue. It's just not. But we just don't want to let our students down. We don't want to disappoint our students. We don't want to not be there because we don't want to lose them. So if that's you in this case, money is not that you have to, oh my gosh, I got to find some other way to make the money, but it's more like, oh, I really would like to take the time to myself, but I don't want to disappoint my students. Now is the time to recuperate. You get 3 days, okay? And if you like sites like Cambly, and I think it's Tutelo, I'm not sure. When I look into it, you guys will get a video on it. But there's another site, I think there's a few out there that are like Cambly, and I think Tutelo, I think that's what it's called. Tutelo is becoming increasingly more popular. And so sites like that where you're getting to talk to people all around the world, whoever your client base is, like with Cambly, I have Turkish students. Saudi Arabian students, Vietnamese students, and I have like two from France. And so learning their holidays would be effective and efficient for you too. And then you can, learn how to kind of do your schedule when it's going to be a little laxed. For me, like with Cambly, the only holiday that really affected me on Cambly, where the bookings were really low, was Ramadan. But for Ramadan, I just did, with Cambly, you have the priority hours. I did priority hours and got to talk to people I've never met before. And I met a whole lot of new people. So there were still people online, but anyone who was Muslim celebrated Ramadan. So that was a lot of Turkish and Saudi Arabian students. For me, the time that I'm on, that's why it affected me, because I attract a lot of Turkish and Saudi Arabian students because of the time that I log on to tutor. So there's a lot to take into consideration. I'm not able to cover every single holiday, but I want you to keep in mind that in the online teaching world, your money, really, because I don't think any of us are paid a guaranteed salary. No matter what, this is what you're going to get, period. The closest I've gotten to it is DaDa. I'm on the old contract, so I still get my standby pay. I still get that. That's the closest I got to a guaranteed salary. So even if everyone cancels, if the center is open, I know I'm at least getting 50% of my salary, minimum. So that's the closest I've gotten to it. But if you're at a company where you're getting some, regardless, whatever, guaranteed money, share with us. At least inbox me. My email is mislalabooks, MSLALABOOKS @gmail.com. Email me with this company, because I would like to know about this company that guarantees to pay you no matter what. But for most of us, that is not the case. And so it's good to know, familiarize yourself with these holidays. Know, okay, well, do I need to get on at all? Or do I just chill? Or do I need to find something else? Find something else, you guys. And if you are really relying on working online as taking care of yourself and or your family, then it's really good to have more than one platform. It's really, really ideal to do so. Now, if this is just extra income to reach goals, then, you only need one, really. But for many of us, such as myself, this is all I do. And I write books. So I write children's books. I'll have my link for my free ebook in the description of this video. So yeah, grab my free ebook. It's free. Did I say free? My free ebook. I wrote it like a long time ago, but I'm doing a promotion on it because I'm finally deciding to finish book 2 of the series. It's a children's book, but I think, even adults, if you've read books like Diary of a Wimpy Kid type books and you think those are funny, then you would enjoy my series, The Naked Acorn. It's called the Crazy Ness series. Their last name is Ness, Crazy Ness. Anyways, this is not promoting my book video, but get my free ebook, okay, you guys? Yeah, so that's another thing I do. I write books, I teach, different things that you do to encourage income, or if you have a way to create passive income, which I have some other things coming up that I'm going to share with you guys. That will be ideal if the online world is your primary or only source of support, financial support. So I hope this video helped you guys out a lot, and you could take this in consideration if you're already in the online teaching world. Then if you've been in it for a while, you already know. If you're new to it, this is one of the cons. If you're relying on it, it's a pro if you're looking at it as I have time off. So depending on how you're looking at it, then basically this is just how it's going to affect you, okay? And then if you're thinking about entering the online teaching world, this is something to consider. Can I deal with the fluctuation in holidays and what I make? Okay? So until next time, TTF. I'm one-handing it, y'all. In.